Dario here reporting for the West Island News. Bistro 1843 in Ile Bizard was nearly the victim of an online email scam. It could have cost this business thousands of dollars if they did not pick up on the red flags in time. I spoke to Sara, owner of the restaurant, to learn more. So Sara, how has the COVID-19 pandemic changed the way your business has to operate?
Well, obviously with the forced closures, we really had to modify what it is that we do in terms of service. So we actually starting offering some takeout, not hot takeout, but at home kind of meal packages, ready to reheat, or just simple to prepare at home. And so we definitely had to move a bit more online, which until now we hadn't needed to do. So we have like an online store. We're a lot more, more of an online presence, be it with email orders and just the whole e-shop. Yeah.
How were you first introduced to this scam and how did it start?
It actually started super normally. I was contacted through email about somebody wanting to place an order or pre-order for delivery in a couple weeks towards the end of April. And this person was ordering some meals for a group of COVID healthcare volunteers, or that's what he said. And so everything just seemed actually perfectly normal. We had a couple email exchanges. I mean, we were communicating for almost 2 weeks, just back and forth on what can we do. And so he went to our website and actually selected some items that we have for sale on our online store. And so just confirming back and forth what the order was going to be, the pickup time, the pickup date. He was going to have a driver to come pick up everything. So just, doing all the details. And until now, everything seemed perfectly okay. It was a bit of a larger order. It was for several people, or 50 people or so. So we were really excited actually to have that big of an order. And seeing as it was for a good cause, we even offered to add a couple things to his order. We figured it would just make it, just nicer. And we were happy to kind of help out with this nice gesture that this person was doing. And then that's how it started. And then once we kind of confirmed everything and got to payment, that's when we got an email and immediately red flags went up. And so when it came time for payment, he asked for a little favor. He wanted us to charge an extra fee on his credit card for the driver that he was hiring because they were unable to accept credit card payments. And we're talking a significant amount, like $3,400 to his driver, plus some tip, plus the food bill. He wanted the driver to be charged extra and then wanted us to, after that, e-transfer the money to his driver. And the whole arrangement just did not sit well. It just right away, I was like, something's fishy. This doesn't feel right.
So he wanted you to charge that fee for the driver onto your bill and then
onto his bill, until his food bill.
And then e-transfer that money to the driver.
To the driver, yeah. So I didn't really get past that. I don't know what kind of credit card he would have given. I'm sure at this point it would have been like a phone transaction where you type in the number manually or something. It just didn't seem right.
And Sara, if you had not detected this scam, what could the impact have been on your business?
Oh, for sure, it was a monetary loss. I mean, I'm sure that the credit card processing company would have probably flagged it or would have taken back the funds. And then once you do an e-transfer to somebody, there's not getting the money back either. So clearly it would have been monetary. In terms of food, luckily we hadn't, started ordering the food for the order because it was a pre-order. It wasn't going to be for a couple weeks. So food-wise, luckily we didn't have to lose on stock. But definitely it would have been a huge monetary, blow, definitely.
Especially during this tough time for restaurants.
Oh my gosh, especially when, your sales are down. We've been closed for, we lost track of the number of weeks that we've been closed. And so, yeah, you don't really recover from these incidences.
Why have you decided to share this story today?
You know what? I had no idea that this existed or that this was going on. And, it was so deliberate. I mean, by now we've all had that one phone call where, you win a free cruise or whatever. We kind of know to expect, like, no, it's not real. But I've never heard of something like this. And even the way it started, I had no idea. And even almost a little bit embarrassed I didn't catch on to it earlier. But yeah, I think it's important that people know that this is happening. I had never heard of it, so I do want to share it to people to stay vigilant. And I mean, the whole thing was so deliberate, and they really targeted, vulnerable merchants in an industry that is so hardly, very affected by COVID, an industry that's hurting. And it's sad, and we're in a situation that it's hard to recover from this kind of stuff. We're not talking about a couple hundred, we're talking about like thousands of dollars. So it's definitely something worth getting out there for people to stay vigilant. And especially with having moved our business online, I mean, in the dining room, we're used to dealing with people. We see people, we interact with them. It's completely different when you move your business online. You really don't know who's on the other end. And that's just an example where you have to stay vigilant and you need to stay sharp, because you don't know. There's some people who are just trying to take advantage of you. And, I wouldn't want this to happen to anybody else, really.
The COVID-19 pandemic has had a devastating impact on restaurants and especially local businesses. A scam like this one could have led to a restaurant being forced to close its doors permanently. Stay on the lookout for scams targeting your business or even your personal life. Help our neighbors by shopping local during this time. Dario reporting for the West Island News.